it's Christina, the founder of Size Happy and the admin of the Facebook group Breast Implant Illness, Rejuvenation and Education with Christina. Today I'm going to talk about probably the hottest topic discussion in the breast implant illness community, especially in regards to post-explant and detoxing and healing. So I'm going to dive into when to start detoxing, what to do, what not to do, and all of that in between. I have a lot that I want to say, so before we get into it, just be sure that you can dedicate the time to really going through this video and the content. I would really suggest taking some notes or just getting into the notepad of your phone and writing some things down there. And also, before I go into this, I do want to say that I'm not a medical doctor. So anything that I talk about in here is not to treat or diagnose anybody. This is just something that I have seen, I have gone through, and from my own personal experience. I'm also friends with quite a few doctors, detox specialists who specifically help women in regards to breast implant illness. So I'm going to share a lot of information about detoxing and binders, and also kind of like the missing aspect when it comes to healing post-explant, which I will go through at the end of this video. All right, so where do I start? Okay, so before you explant, you do not want to detox. And the reason why is because, one, it's just a waste of money. The whole intention of detoxing is to get rid of all the toxins that are in your body. And you can't do that when you still have the breast implants inside of you, which are made up of toxins and chemicals and heavy metals. So before you explant, you really want to focus on your immune system and your gut health, your mental health, your emotional health, and getting into the best mental and physical shape that you can get into, so that your surgery, you just recover better. You feel better after surgery, and you can potentially have less complications. That's just my opinion. So, things like just taking vitamin C, reducing sugar intake, reducing stress, making sure that you're moving your body in some way, shape, or form. That's what the Size Happy Challenge is all about. So just getting your body moving, because exercise not only, helps with your fitness goals, but it also helps with your cardiovascular system, your heart, your lungs, your bones, your joints, all of that. So before your explant, you do not want to detox. You just really want to focus on your immune health and your gut health, and just making sure that you are as strong as you possibly can be mentally and physically before your explant surgery. Now, after you explant, this is when you will go through a detox. And you want to wait like 4 to 5 weeks after your explant. And the reason why you want to wait that long is because after your explant, you just want to allow your body to naturally cleanse itself. You don't want to facilitate and bring in any, kind of supplements or anything like that that could kind of interfere with your body's natural healing and detoxing capabilities. So just allow your body to do its thing for the first 4 to 5 weeks, and just trust that it's doing everything that it can to repair, to rebuild, to cleanse, and to get back into balance post-explant. Well, hello, Kitty. A cat always video bombs me, always. Oh wait, Kitty, I know you want to sit here, so you can sit here. All right, and so when you do detox post-explant, there's 2 phases, and there's 2 really important phases. So there's the detox phase, of course, and essentially a detox is when you push the toxins out of your cells and out of your tissues, and you have it now circulating throughout your body so that it can be removed or eliminated via the stool or via urine. But there's also the second part, which is taking the binders. So binders essentially bind to the toxins, and they make them heavy enough and big enough to get removed out of your body via stool or via urine. I see a lot of women go through a detox, and they take all the supplements and the cleanses and all of that, but they forget about the binder part. And I actually just got done talking to one woman, and it is what inspired me to just go ahead and create this video today, which is something I've been wanting to do for literally months. and talk about this. And she even mentioned, you know, she's done detoxes before, and every time that her body would go through a detox, every detox seemed to be a little bit worse or a little bit more harsh. And it's because she never really incorporated binders before. She didn't really know about them or know about that part of the detox phase. So sorry about this. He's like a little 2-year-old. All right, so it's really important that you take a binder post-explant when you are also going through a detox. Now, the really important thing about binders, there's 2 things. Because they do bind to things, you don't want to take it anywhere near food or anywhere near any kind of supplements or medication, especially, because it will bind to those things. It'll make your medications weaker. It could give you some stomach issues if you take it around food. And the second thing is you want to drink a ton of water when you're taking binders. A lot of women take the binders, but they don't really stay up on their water and they become constipated. So those are the really 2 important things when it comes to taking binders, is to about 3 hours before or after a meal or a supplement is when you want to take the binder, so in between. A couple gentle binders that you can get practically anywhere is activated charcoal and bentonite clay. Okay, so you just take these in between your meals, and again, it's going to do the second part of the detox process, which is to bind to the toxins that are now floating around and circulating throughout your system because you did the detox, right? So it's very, very, very important that you do that when you're detoxing as well. If you don't do it, if you don't do binders, then what can happen is those toxins that are circulating throughout your system, if they're not eliminated, they can get pushed even further into your cells and into your tissues, making it harder the next time you do go through a detox, which I think is what's happened to the one lady that I was talking to. She wasn't doing binders, and it seemed like every time she'd do a detox, it's just like her flares would be worse than the last time. So you really want to make sure that if you're detoxing and getting those toxins out of your tissues and stuff and have them circulating now, that you have something for them to bind to and get eliminated out of your body. Super, super important. Well, let's see, the emotional component when it comes to healing. I see a lot of women really miss this mark as well. And so, of course, when you're detoxing or you're trying to heal post-explant, of course, nutrition is super important. Supplements are super important. Exercise is super important. But so is taking care of your emotional and your mental health. Getting into a space of truly just trusting in your body, believing that she is doing everything that she can as fast as she can in the order that she feels like she needs to heal you and repair you and cleanse you, and having that faith in your body. I've seen a lot of women who posted like, I'm 2 weeks or like I'm 5 months post-explant, and I thought I thought I'd be feeling better by now. And you just gotta have patience. Patience post-explant. Patience, forgiveness, self-care. I've said it probably 100 times by now. Those are really the 3 things that I recommend that you focus on post-explant. Patience in your body, patience with yourself, patience in your healing journey, forgiveness, which is a part of healing. It's more of emotional healing. Forgiveness in yourself for what you did. Forgiveness in your ex-husband who talked you into the implants. Forgiveness to the FDA and to plastic surgeons and whoever else that you feel like you need to forgive. And then self-care it up, baby. Self-care. So ask for help. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed laying back and saying, honey, can you make me lunch? Or honey, can you do this for me? You know, and just really those first like 4 to 5 weeks, I was on the couch most of the day, besides walking 10 minutes twice a day just to prevent blood clots. But just self-care, be very graceful with yourself in your healing journey. Again, and just be very patient with your body and how you're healing. And try not to compare it to somebody else's healing journey and how fast she might be healing and stuff like that. So, that's the gist of what I really wanted to talk about today. If you are pre-explant or if you're post-explant, me and my beautiful chiropractic friend, Dr. Amelia, we created a 12-week healing and detox program. So the pre-op phase is called the fighter phase, and we really focus, both phases I focus on emotional and mental health. For the pre-op phase, she focuses on your nutrition, your gut health, and your immune system. So her role and responsibility is to help you physically. My role and responsibility is to help you emotionally and mentally. So I have meditations, EFT sessions, visualization. I talk about self-care, I talk about stress, all of the emotional components that go into preparing for or healing from an explant surgery and the adjustment. And then the post-op phase is called the warrior phase. And that's when Dr. Amelia will take you through her detox, which is right here. And I will say that something I love about Dr. Amelia is she's not a supplement pusher. She's not like, here, take this and this and this and this. Pretty much everything that is in here that she recommends and suggests is either food-based or like apple cider vinegar, and stuff like that. So it's very natural. It's not something you need a prescription for or anything like that. And she does it step by step. So there's the colon cleanse, there is the liver, the kidney, the blood, and then the lymph. And she does it in phases. So this is in the post-op warrior phase. So I'll put the links to all of this below. And then of course there's also the Facebook group. So breast implant illness, rejuvenation, and education with Christina. A couple other things that I really wanted to show you, I brought with me, that I recommend just for general health and well-being, for immune support, to help especially your major organs with cleansing and stuff like that. I'm a tea snob. I love my teas. So here's a couple different teas that I definitely recommend. So dandelion tea is amazing and nourishing and cleansing for your kidneys. You can have this pre or post-explant, it doesn't matter. You can have it immediately after your explant. This isn't something that you need to wait 4 weeks or 5 weeks to start drinking. It's very gentle yet very powerful when it comes to cleansing and supporting the kidneys. So dandelion root tea. There's also chamomile tea, which is just really good for relaxation and stress management. And just I usually have this like in times where I'm feeling a little bit more anxiety or whatever because of the world. Chamomile tea is my lifesaver at nighttime. So there's chamomile tea. And then for those of you that don't have energy, you're just always tired. I've been there, I totally get it. I love this one. So this is green tea, passion fruit, matcha. It is organic and it is non-GMO and it does contain caffeine. So I usually do 2 tea bags per mug. I love it, it tastes good. If you ever went to the Cheesecake Factory and got their passion green tea drink, it tastes exactly like that. It is so good. So these would be some teas that you can have either pre or post-explant at any time. They're just super nourishing, super powerful. I believe these 2 do not have caffeine in them, so you can drink them at nighttime or whatever. This one I would definitely drink during the day, probably before 4 o'clock, especially if you're sensitive to caffeine. So those are a couple of different teas. And then of course, vitamin C. I feel like you can't talk about the immune system or about health or anything like that without talking about vitamin C. Now the rule of thumb with vitamin C is to take 1,000 milligrams every hour and keep taking it until you have loose stools. So let's say you take one every hour and you take your 5th one on your 5th hour and you have loose stools. So what you would do is you know that your body can tolerate 4,000 milligrams per day. That's perfect for you. So that's typically how you determine how much vitamin C to take per day. I take 5,000 to 6,000 per day, every day. Just really good, obviously, for the immune system. I don't think I need to go too much into vitamin C and its benefits, but vitamin C for sure, pre or post-explant, doesn't matter. Burdock root. Now, burdock root is amazing for blood cleansing and just blood support. So you would take this after your explant. I would personally wait 3 to 4 weeks after your explant to take this, just again because you don't really want to interfere too much with your body's natural healing and cleansing capabilities after explant. So burdock root, and then milk thistle is amazing for the liver. nourishing and cleansing the liver and supporting the liver. So again, milk thistle. With all of these supplements, I definitely recommend you research them on your own, figure out how much you need to take, figure out if there's any kind of drug interactions, and also look at the health benefits, look at the side effects, because even though they are herbs and they are natural, I mean, herbs can still give you upset stomachs and, you know, all different kind of symptoms, headaches, fatigue, all that, if you're sensitive to it. So look into all these supplements. These are all just, in my opinion, they're not too harsh of supplements, but they're very powerful for what you're going through post-explant. And then these would be pre and post-explant. These are just staples that everybody should be taking all the time, regardless of if they have breast implant illness or not. So definitely a probiotic for gut health, and especially because you will most likely be on antibiotics after your explant, which kills off the good and the bacteria, as you know. So you want to make sure that you're staying up on your probiotics and your prebiotics too. Things like sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurts, stuff like that will help with the prebiotics and the probiotics. So definitely a probiotic, especially post-explant, and a fish oil, a full omega. So these are the two that I use and I love. I'll share the links to these below. And I mean, of course, there are probably 10 other supplements or herbs, right, that I could tell you about that are really beneficial for either pre or post-explant. For me, these are just like the basics. I mean, of course, there's like zinc, there's vitamin A, there's bromelain, right? There's all of these other supplements. But these are really just the basics. So I didn't want to overwhelm you with too much. If you do want some other suggestions for some other symptoms or whatever it may be, definitely reach out to me, comment below, let me know. That's about it. When it comes to detoxing, again, to recap, there's two phases. There's the detox and then there's taking the binders. They're both equally as important. You can't really have one without the other. You want to wait 4 to 5 weeks, and pre-explant, you want to just focus on your immune health and your gut and getting just as strong as you can for your surgery. And then please don't forget about the emotional aspect when it comes to healing your body. Just believing in your body, trusting your body, having patience with your body, reaching out to those of us who completely understand you, we get you. And that's about it. So if you have any questions, if there's anything you want to add to this that maybe I forgot, just write it in the comments below. Other people can read about it. And I hope that this helped. I hope it wasn't too overwhelming or anything like that. But if you are really needing support and just guidance when it comes to preparing for your surgery, or help with healing and recovering post-surgery, definitely consider joining the BII Bridge. Dr. Amelia and I created it because there are probably at this point 300 plus Facebook groups, and they all have a ton of great information in them. But with that can come confusion and overwhelm and like, what's the best thing for me? When do I do this? When do I stop this? How do I do this? All of that. So we literally walk you into your surgery step by step, week by week, for those 12 weeks. And then for the warrior phase, we walk you right out of that surgery for those first 12 weeks, those first 3 months, and really help you navigate both, you know, getting your explant and navigate healing from your explant. So I'll put the links to all these below. And if you ever need me, feel free to reach out to me either on Facebook and Messenger in my Facebook group. You can comment down below here. You can email me, Christina@sizehappy.net. And I'll see you on the next video. Please consider liking and subscribing to my channel, and have a great day.